I'll admit, when you asked me if I wanted roasted pig, I half expected your lord's head on a pike. I jest, of course. Really? I thought my clever tongue was something you admired. Well then, perhaps I can pique your interest by offering up a night of some of my more invigorating recitations. That is, if I can tear you away from this evening's festivities. Oh, I understand it is in my honor. But tell me, was a slaughtered goat left outside my bedchamber in my honor as well? At present, I can't say I'm enjoying myself completely as I'm looking out into a sea of discontented faces full of acrid smiles. I know you will. It's your resolve to put me at ease, and that is what happens to be keeping me in good spirits. And I hope to return the favor in kind. Is that your court mage? Yes, I spoke to him earlier today. He was casting stones to predict the start of this year's winter season. I mean no disrespect to my present company, but the dark ways of your countrymen will always perplex me. Do you not find it strange that your lord runs his kingdom in such an isolated manner? Come now, you're far more intelligent than that. Do you think sending out a single scout once a year would tell him all he needs to know about the surrounding kingdoms? True, he found his way to us, but to be fair, we weren't hiding. As I've said, the world has changed. Trading and alliances are the only way to ensure your survival. Your emissary came bearing little more than some dried fruits and a bad case of head lice. Well, a weaver noticed your scout's garb. She remarked on how she'd never seen textiles quite like that. And so, we decided to entertain our haggard company to find out more about our wondrous neighbors to the west. On the contrary, he was quite amusing, regaling us with stories of old gods and fallen heroes. He was a captivating orator. I wanted to see the land that birthed such intriguing figures. Your mother's watching, so you might want to place your hand back on your goblet. Oh, she has held such regal decorum. I now understand what it means to be graciously dismissed. I leave a light on in my window when I'm available for care or counsel, and I have already shared this with many people around your court. And that was until your mother politely informed me that only courtesans perform such practices. She bid me to snuff out the candle and the offering of my services. I'm sure it's a poor consolation for what she'd actually like to extinguish. Don't look so worried. I only say these things in front of you. The large, loud gentleman over there chewing his cud. Who might that be? Your executioner. How forward-thinking of you. What I mean is, even in our kingdom, such a harbinger of death might put people off their meals, and as such would be relegated to feasting in the kitchens. But here he seems to hold a place of honor. It's strange and strategic, for certain. Your father's idea. Well then, I can bestow at least one accolade upon him. I'm sure he'd be most pleased. Perhaps I'll curry more of his favor once he bears witness to some of my multitude of talents. He'll either burn me or he'll praise me. Either way should make for an interesting chapter in both our histories. I know you don't like it when I make jokes like that, but to be honest, I'm halfway through the wine, and I'm trying to inject some levity in this evening. Oh, I agree. I think a walk around the courtyard would do us both a world of wonders. It's amazing how a slight change of scenery can affect someone's disposition so greatly. Oh, I've marked all the sideways glances as we made our exit, and I'll admit, it tickled me a little bit to know we left the room ablaze with gossip. It should put a bit of color on those pallid faces, thinking of us out here cavorting amongst the shrubbery. The sounds of layers and inhibitions being shed. The light chortles growing into slow, deliberate moans of pleasure. Tell me, you are not aching to explore the topography of this foreign land. You call me enchantress. They call me a witch. No, but they already are, beloved. You have a trail of lovers crossing their legs in anguish. How they must drip with jealousy that you would dare lay those supple lips on this strange flesh. Modesty does not become you, dearest one, especially when I know you as anything but. Oh, I'm not attacking your character. I'm admiring it. If you represented the whole of this kingdom, I would be at your feet in allegiance as fast as you could draw breath. But as it stands now, the only thing I seem to be courting is misfortune. I found several vials of the medicine I brought smashed against the walls of the courtyard, and it's likely I'll find a few dozen more. Because your doctor is a great propagandist. I could cure 100 people of 100 ailments in a fortnight. But if the healer they trust says I'm peddling bottles of pagan poison, there's little I can do to keep them from running back to their swamp mud and their leeches. I've seen places like this before, where the clergy and the healers act as bedfellows to keep the masses under their thumb. They may adhere to and even respect the word of your king, but they will always fear death and damnation. Perhaps your lord is quite wise indeed. Well, if he only sends out one scout a year, that would definitely curtail the sphere of influence the outside world would have on this place. If you were only served one dish the whole of your life, then that dish would be the best thing you've ever eaten. Oh, but I have had many, many delectable things on my palate. Indeed, beloved, it is a shame that some taste but never savor life's little pleasures. Perhaps we should go inside. The moon isn't the only thing gazing upon us here. You're sweating. That's not exactly a comforting sign. You know who that was outside, don't you? Tell me then, what will I find outside my door tomorrow? You'll post a guard at my room. That's like sending a wolf to tend the sheep. Better I should sleep in the mouth of a dragon than to sleep here. You must have one hell of a clear path to the throne to be so reckless. And what about your attendants? What would their discretion cost you? No one is that loyal, beloved. I see potential in you and this alliance. But you must help me gain ground with your people. Help me to conquer their hearts as I've done yours. Do this, and I am yours. I do not give my word carelessly. Then we agreed to mutually help each other. I suppose we could shake on it. But I know a far better way to consummate the deal. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far and you have a moment, please feel free to leave a like, a comment, or to subscribe. And I'll be sure to see you here again for more audio adventures.